Welcome to episode 1 on the Rocks. I'm telling you, buddy here, Nick.
So what do you want to get into today, Tony?
So today we're gonna get into top 5 bands of all time.
Any band?
For me, if I'm talking about a band, it's rock. It's classic rock.
If I'm getting into music, bands, the only real bands are rock bands.
We gotta do rock band. Yeah. Classic for me, classic rock. We'll get into it.
Any of them? Top rock, top all time?
Top all time.
Some fucking heavy hitters.
This one was hard because I'm biased a little bit. Obviously, I'm wearing a Motley Crue shirt. we got the
fucking dolls.
Got the Motley Crue bobbleheads here, but I'm gonna try.
You got some ink too,
right? I got the Motley Crue tattoo. I got Leonard Skinner tattoo, but I'm gonna try and not be biased here.
All right, we'll see.
And I don't think I was.
So we talk about top rock bands all the time. There's a lot of things that go in here, right? Because you got obviously the songs you put out.
Yeah.
How good is their actual music?
Yeah.
Then you got costumes and names and all the off the stage
longevity. You got longevity.
Their career.
Yep.
And then you got their actual performance, their live performance.
Yeah.
Right?
There's a lot to take in here.
That's tough, man.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Well,
so I'll tell you,
give me
my 5 spot is going to make you mad, so I think you should
start. Oh,
you're not going to like my 5 spot.
If it's Pink Floyd, I'll throw it off.
It's not Pink Floyd. Please, I'm an anti-Pink Floyd. This is not a Pink Floyd podcast.
I'm not anti-Pink Floyd.
I might be anti-Pink Floyd.
No, but here's the thing. I think Pink Floyd has such a big
they have a huge following.
Oh, they have a huge following. Huge following. But not for me. I think the people that I know that listen to Pink Floyd do a lot of drugs.
Yes.
That's what I know.
As a guy who has done a lot of drugs, not a Pink Floyd guy.
Okay.
My uncle, huge hippie. You ever heard of that band Fish with a PH?
No.
There's something weird about him. My uncle is a huge hippie, and he has one daughter. He played Pink Floyd in the delivery room when his daughter was born. He's that big of a Pink Floyd fan.
No.
You gotta do drugs every day.
I already told Brooke it's gonna be my wife. Gonna be Skinner.
You're playing Skinner?
Oh my god. It's gonna be Tuesday's Gone.
When the baby pops out?
Oh yeah.
How are you gonna time
I'm not playing Pink Floyd.
So you're gonna be DJing.
Your wife's gonna be in there on Spotify. Is it gonna come out right now?
Doctor, I need a 2-minute heads up.
Tuesday Gone. Yeah. That'll be me. That's my only job. That's my only job.
Well, you did your first part, right? You did the pump.
Well, yeah. I hope so.
She's got the rest.
I hope it was me.
Other than that, the song's important.
Yeah.
Now I'm with you. I'm not a
No, it's gonna be Standard. It's gotta be. It's gotta be. Even though I love her. I can't. She can't be popping out the baby to shout.
Your baby's gonna come out devil worship.
Yeah. I can't do that. I can't do it.
Well, it's you got a baby girl coming, right?
Yeah.
Well, does that impact at all? What if it was a baby boy? Would you change the song?
That's a good question.
I don't have that. I don't have that coming.
I don't know.
I feel like you've got to set the tone.
I mean, we've already got onesies of Motley Crue picked out. We've already got that shit. So
it's gonna be a classic rock baby all the way.
Yeah, she's.
You know who else I'm not a fan of? Not that this is a not top 5, because we're going to.
Hey, we're not hating on.
They're successful bands.
Pink Floyd's great. That following is cool. Whatever.
What is that one? Dark Side of the Moon is one of the most legendary albums of all time.
I'm just
not for me.
I've never listened to a Pink Floyd song and be like, oh, this is what I want to listen to.
This is me every time a Pink Floyd song is playing on the radio. Right? 4 minutes in, this is me. This song is still
4 minutes in.
Every Pink Floyd song is 7 minutes. They're so long.
No, you know what a Pink Floyd? This is me in the car. When I'm driving Pink Floyd song. Oh, turn the station.
That's how you drive. You crash the car.
No, I'm actually left-handed, so I do this. But I turn that shit.
It's not for me. They're so long. Let me comparison though, since you brought it up. Skinner songs, long Skinner songs. But there's guitar solos. They're jamming out. The tune changes.
Don't even get me started.
Pink Floyd songs are just long, and there's like a weird, like there's that one
It's
that's
weird.
the guy starts talking about eating pudding.
And I'm not, again, not hating on Pink Floyd. I just not for me. But I feel like it's the people that love drugs and the hallucinate. That's Pink Floyd people. Not for me,
So let
dude.
me ask you this: what is for you? If I had to tell you, give me your top 5 rock bands of all time, what is in your 5 spot?
Wow, what a shocker. Because that's what our shit's about.
You go. You go first.
Okay,
You're gonna get mad at me.
also, hold on. The Beatlemaniacs.
Out.
Sorry.
I'm out.
Out.
Hey,
I-
Jude. Like 4 words.
I understand that they're like the originals, they're pioneers.
They were the first guys to figure out that combination,
Right.
I guess.
But if you think I'm going to sit here or go out to a party or go to the bar and I'm going to turn on Yellow Submarine,
Absolutely not. I am the walrus.
kick fucking rock. Okay.
Not my thing.
Hey Jude, no, I'm not listening to that.
The whole,
But I respect it.
just because they stood in the middle of a road and took a picture.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Sorry to the Beatlemaniacs. Kick rocks.
Hey,
Don't care.
I appreciate what they did.
They're pioneers. They were the first
Super group.
super group
In Sync would not exist
without Beatles. Yeah,
Justin
we
Timberlake.
get it.
Justin Timberlake would never have done that.
I visited what was it, where John Lennon got shot, and it's in New York City.
He got shot in New York City.
Oh, he got
You
assassinated.
visited. What did you see? Like the chalk out.
We were walking around. We were walking around, and the tour. The guy was like, "Oh, John Lennon got shot there." Okay, let's go.
Was it just like a random spot on the road?
A random spot. It was a random spot, and
Was it a sign, or he was like, "Hey, by the way"?
there's like a whole plaque there.
Okay, so he wasn't just making it up.
No. I mean, he could have been. He sold me.
I mean, John Lennon, the Shades, the Beatles.
I get it. The Beatles are great. I get it.
They're the OGs.
They're the pioneers of a super band, whatever you want to call it.
Right. Well, that's like saying, like, my favorite restaurant is the first guy to put bread and meat together.
Right. But I'm never gonna be like, oh, at a party or bar, like, oh, hey, play Hey Jude.
I'm going to be honest.
Are you kidding?
In my playlist on my phone, I think I have in my everything playlist, I put all my songs in one playlist. And then I have like other ones. In my big one, I bet I don't have a single Beatles song.
No.
Not
No.
me.
I don't know if I've ever heard a Beatles song ever. Like out.
Is Beatles a drug thing also? Yellow
No, I just
Yellow
think-
Submarine Silver.
No, I just think they were the first super group. Like
They just figured it out.
they were big. They were huge.
Paul McCartney and John Lennon in one band is crazy.
They were huge. So like the Beatlemaniacs might freak out. Go kick rocks. It's okay. Like we get it. Yeah, we get it. I'm just saying. If I'm at a
This
party,
is not us.
yeah, that's not our thing. Like, I respect it. We respect it, right? We respect the Beatles,
Respectfully,
but
change the song.
yeah, if I'm at a bar, if I'm at anywhere ever, guess who I'm not listening to?
Pink
The-
Floyd.
Pink Floyd.
The
Again, no
Beatles.
disrespect.
But if I said, Tony, play a song from one of your top 5
I'm not
rock
playing the Beatles.
What is your number 5 spot?
Uh,
I'm not going first because you're going to get mad
I
at me.
know. I hope I don't. I don't want to. For me, number 5, and again, it's partly biased, but it's not. Skinner.
Skinner's in the 5 spot.
Skinner's for me, like, because I don't want to be biased. Skinner to me is, I put him at 5. Oh my God.
I'll be honest, I thought you were going to have Skinner higher.
No, but I don't want to be biased. Again, I don't want to be biased.
All right.
I think if Skinner would have lasted, if Ronnie Van Zant, if that plane accident didn't happen, who knows what would have happened? Because Ronnie Van Zant was the man.
Badass.
If you just take Sweet Home Alabama alone, that song will be played
forever.
For the next 100 years.
Forever.
Ever. Until, who knows, meteor crashes in here. Who knows? That's, to me, like, when I hear that song, right away,
I'm cracking a beer.
Oh my God. That makes you want to drink beer.
Even if I have 7 beers in my hand when I hear it, I'm grabbing another one, I'm cracking.
I mean, even if you don't take the
Freebird. You get rid of Sweet Home Alabama, you still have Freebird.
Oh, Freebird. If you're not even cliche, like, the Freebird, the Simple Man, Tuesday is gone. All I can do is think about it or write about it. Curtis Love.
You know what I like about Skinner? Skinner didn't just write songs. Like when Skinner wrote Sweet Home Alabama, it was because that guy, I think it was Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan wrote that song, Southern Man, talking shit about the South. I think it was Bob Dylan.
I watched the documentary. I know what you're talking about.
He was talking shit about the South.
No, it was who's the guy who sang Sweet Caroline?
Neil Diamond?
Yeah, it was Neil Diamond. He sings it in the song.
Neil Diamond
has
no right to talk shit.
I swear to God, it's in the song. It's, I heard old Neil put her down.
Oh,
yeah, it's Neil
no
Diamond.
Shit.
Yeah, for no reason talking shit.
Neil Diamond is.
I mean, he had Sweet Caroline. Whatever.
Sweet Caroline, great song, but Neil Diamond compared to Leonard Skinner, you're losing that.
I'm telling you, if Skinner would have made it.
What's that Sandler movie with Neil Diamond? See what I'm talking about? At the end, Adam Sandler gets movie married, and Neil Diamond shows up and he's playing the song. I think it's Drew Barrymore as his wife.
Is that the wedding singer?
I don't know.
The wedding singer? Wedding singer?
I don't know.
But if you heard Tuesday's Gone, what maybe you think about?
When I hear Tuesday's Gone,
it's Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore. Yeah. At the end, up in the clouds, he sees Chubbs and he sees the gator.
I only put Skinner at 5 to not be biased.
All right.
Because for me, like, obviously, Skinner's ledge 1 for me. I mean,
do you have a single Skinner tattoo? Just the one?
I just have the one.
The people can't see, but what is it?
It's Mr. Ronnie Van Zant and My American Slave, of course.
I would say the craziest thing about Skinner for me is the fact, obviously, what happens, plane crash is crazy. Like the lore around Skinner, plane crashes, and then that album, what is it? All the people with the fire behind them, the ones that died.
I think Street Survivors.
And then they replace him with his brother, and his brother looks Ronnie sounds exactly the same.
He's still singing.
And now it's like a whole other crew, and they're still going.
Yeah, well, I mean, so Gary Rawson, he was the last guy left. And he just died, I think it was probably like a month ago. He was a guitar player. He was the last one of them. So, like, the whole band now none of them are original.
That's wild.
The fact that Ronnie and then Donnie, I think one of the brothers was in 38 Special. Awesome band.
38 Special was like
Special was awesome.
I think Slash is 38 Special too. Or maybe that's Velvet Revolver.
Yeah, no, he's not 30. He's probably the second you said. Yeah, because I think it's Donnie. There's 3 of them. One was in 38 Special. We went to I saw a concert at Merriweather, and it was 38 Special and then Skinner.
38 Special open for Skinner?
Yeah.
It was
I think it was at Merriweather. It was awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So for me, like, if it was a bias thing, Skinner for me would be 1. Because that's
all right. I love respect. I appreciate your integrity.
I'm already on. So we're only at 5. Sorry. And you didn't even get to yours. My bad.
I'm gonna tell you my 5 spot. I think it's gonna make you mad.
I don't know.
Respectfully, if I may.
Okay.
My 5 spot is Weezer.
Oh wow.
If I may. Weezer's first album came out in like 1989.
Okay.
I just saw them 3 weeks ago. It is 2023. Packed house. Weezer has been around for 4 decades. And they're incredible. And they're not a heavy rock band. You know, I don't mean this in like a negative light. Don't come off, don't send me emails.
I think they're gonna probably get mad.
But like, if I'm gonna compare something, Metallica. You cannot enjoy Metallica songs, but because they're so heavy and fast, you can be into that type of music. You know, like I'll listen to Metallica before a pregame. I'm not even really paying attention to the music. I'm just jamming out to Metallica. You know? Okay. They are incredible artists, but they're just heavy. They're fast. That's a specific genre of music. People like it because that guitar guy is going crazy. Weezer's just not like that. You know, they're just like dorky dudes. They've been around for 4 decades. The guy writes great songs. I've seen him.
The videos are cool. I will say that. The one where they're on the elevators.
No, that's
escalators. Sorry, escalators.
They're great.
Or not escalators. No, what am I?
You're thinking of OK Go.
No. What's the one?
The treadmill?
Treadmills. That's
not
Weezer. That is not an escalator or an elevator. That's what
I think it just goes up and forward and backward.
Yeah, that makes no sense. Wow. I'm all rock here, but I respect that.
Is Weezer not rock to you? Let me ask you that.
No, that's alternative rock to me. That's in its own category.
Weezer, the first Weezer album. Weezer has been released music in 4 decades. 3 decades. 3 decades.
They've been playing 40 years?
First Weezer album came out in 1996.
Really?
So they got the 90s, 2000s, 2020s, and now 2022s. 4 decades.
I like Weezer. Okay.
They're incredible live. And they're just a bunch of, I'll be honest, they're nerdy dudes. Just
that's what I love. Nerdy. You brought up Metallica. Dude, Metallica, that 5 spot was probably the hardest spot for me.
Yeah.
Because, you could put Metallica there.
If I'm going to put a heavy metal band there over Metallica, I'm going Pantera. If I'm going fast metal, like every game we played in high school, every pregame, my pregame song was Cowboys from Hell from Pantera.
Pantera, really?
That is, I'm going to say, this.
I don't know. I don't know anything about Pantera.
This may be a top 5 for us. Future. Let's remember this.
Okay.
Best intros of any song, any rock song. Cowboys from Hell from Pantera is the best intro of any rock song.
I don't even know if I've ever heard that song.
Yeah. If you heard it, I'm glad you haven't.
What's it called again?
Cowboys from Hell by Pantera.
Cowboys from Hell. I've never been. I don't know if I've heard a song about them.
And then they broke up as a band, and then someone shot their guitarist at a concert because he blamed the guitarist for breaking up the band.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Damn.
Pantera is badass.
I don't disagree with that.
All right, let me say this. I'm going live.
Oh,
Weezer's out of the 5 spot. Pantera's in.
Oh, wow.
Pantera's in the 5 spot.
You're allowed to do that, I guess. First
I'm
episode,
saying,
do whatever you want, I guess.
You hear Cowboys from Hell, I'm going to play it for you, you're going to.
I don't know. Wow,
I'm changing it live. I'm out of
Here's the thing. That number, if the rest for me is kind of easy, but that 5 spot,
then you think about everyone you love.
You could put, like I said, Metallica. You could put Van Halen,
Black Sabbath,
the original.
They're the original
heavy metal. Oh my gosh, that was the hardest one for me is the 5 spot. But I kind of a little biased, but at the same time, I'm like, dude, Skinner. Everybody loves Leonard Skinner. Everybody loves Sweet Home Alabama. Just Sweet Home Alabama, Simple Man, Freebird alone.
Freebird, 9 minutes.
Dude, I
love every song.
Oh my God. I have a CD. It's the greatest hits. It's 2 CDs. I don't press skip on any one of those songs.
The fact that their greatest hits is 2 CDs just shows how big their catalog is.
Oh my God! When I'm because I have it in my Mustang, so when I'm riding on 70, I put on Freebird and I'm like, it's the most blissful thing of all time. I'm in like heaven.
The Freebird guitar solo.
It's probably number 1.
Hey, that
for me. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Talk about it. Episodes, top 5.
Yeah.
Top 5 guitar solo.
Dude, that. Oh my God.
All right, so let me ask you this. After this, we're playing Pantera. All right.
That's fine.
You know a few songs, I bet. But let me ask you.
I probably do.
What is your number 4 spot?
I got Def Leppard.
Really?
Yeah. Saw Skinner concert. Saw all these bands I've seen. Actually, no. No, I have not.
You saw Def Leppard live?
I saw Def live. There was when I saw Def Leppard, Poison, Motley Crue, and Joan Jett.
That was one lineup.
That was one band. That was at Hershey. That was the last one. That was unbelievable.
How was Joan Jett?
She's a badass. But I think she's in her 70s.
Let me ask you this.
Okay.
How's she look?
Like Joan Jett. She's in her freaking 70s. But she was badass. I think there was a band that before them. I don't know. But Somebody else told me that. Yeah, Joan Jett's a badass dude. She's in her 70s.
Still rocking.
Still rocking out. Oh, she? Yeah. Oh.
When you say Def Leppard to me, first thing I think of, one arm drummer.
Oh, Rick Allen.
One arm drummer.
Dude.
Car accident.
That is, and we, like I said, I saw him in concert, and when we saw, Motley Crue, Poison, and Def Leppard, obviously my favorite is Motley Crue. They put on the best show. They got the girls. They got so much shit going on. Motley Crue. They got girls coming out. They're talking to the crowd. They're flashing people. It's exactly what you would expect. But Def Leppard sounded the best.
Oh,
and
really?
They probably have. I mean, playlist I have. They probably got 12
incredible,
awesome songs.
Absolutely.
You got. I mean, Pour Some Sugar on Me is one of the greatest songs ever.
Absolutely.
Photograph. That's an unbelievable song. Animal, Rocket.
No, incredible catalog. Absolutely. No,
oh my God,
can't argue.
And Rick Allen with the one arm, dude. That is.
He's got. I've read this. I've never seen it, but they changed his setup, so he has 37 foot pedals.
Yes,
and he drums with his feet now.
Yep.
And crazy. The fact that they left, they kept that guy in that spot, and they're still one of the greatest.
I forgot how he lost. I think it was a car accident. Yeah. I actually taught a lesson when we were doing virtual teaching. I did a lesson for rhythm or dance or whatever, and I used him. as an example. We were doing it was literally like a drumming thing because it was rhythm and dance. So we had noodles, pool noodles, and we're hitting buckets. and I brought up Rick Allen. I was like, yeah, this dude has one arm.
So you made
if he can do it, y'all can do it. Yeah.
And all the kids drummed with one arm.
And I actually got observed my principal doing that. Yeah.
Was your principal a Def Leppard fan?
He knew exactly who it was. The lesson wasn't great because it was virtual, and dude, who the hell knew what to do with internet? But
dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was cool. I was like, yeah. Trying to bring him in, and he's like, could have done a better job, I guess, teaching. But anyways,
a bunch of legends.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. They sounded the best when we saw them. He sounded exactly after their name, lead singer.
Def Leppard is one of the bands I think of when you say hair bands. Def Leppard's the first band I think of.
Really?
The tight.
Not for me, but
tight clothes.
Not for me. I would disagree with that, but
Def Leppard got laid.
Yeah.
More than
are they Canadian?
Oh, what?
Def Leppard's Canadian? They're not American. I know they're not American. Let me check that out.
That's going to impact my rating.
Yeah, all right. Let me see. I know they're not an American band.
This is a little off subject.
English, sorry.
So
they're England.
Britain. Def Leppard's British?
Yeah. What? But that guy sounds amazing.
But does he sings with an American accent? On purpose?
No.
He sounds American, right?
Yeah, but he can do that.
He barely sound American.
It's Joe Elliott. He's the main singer. Yeah, dude. They sounded exactly like you would if you just put on a CD. That's the cool thing about them. Yeah.
I did not know that.
Okay, so I'm scared. I'm Leopard. Who's your fourth?
My four spot best rock band of all time, I'm going AC/DC.
Ooh, okay.
AC/DC, the kings of simple rock music. This is a stretch, but I'm going to compare them to current Green Day now. Green Day, I would say also rock legends, punk legends. But Green Day's, the way they play the guitar is very simple. They don't do anything crazy. Like I'm talking about Metallica and Pantera. Crazy long guitar solos and hitting 1,000 notes and stuff like that. AC/DC is not like that. AC/DC is 3 or 4 chords. Shook me all night long. The second you hear that first chord, bam, bam. The second you hear that, man, that does something to your body.
I agree.
It does something to your body.
I agree.
And the fact that dude died and they replaced him with a guy that sounds the exact same.
So I think his name was Bon Scott or something.
Bon Scott.
And so a guy with that voice is so
it's got to be one of the most unique voices.
As soon as you hear that voice, you're like AC/DC.
Absolutely.
And then the guy, I think he died from alcohol poisoning, I want to say, in his 30s.
And they replaced him
Oh, the guy who sounds exactly like Brian Johnson. Brian Johnson.
Yeah, how do you find that guy? That's incredible.
That's
And the way they play the guitar, man, it's all simple. Their catalog of music is absolutely legendary. Stage presence, the way that they're strumming that guitar up and down the stage. I feel like AC/DC is, I'm going to give them points for their simplicity. They don't need to strum 1,000 guitar riffs at the same time, you know. There's actually a quote from Gene Simmons who said, I'm not going to beat up your ribs 1,000 times. I'm going to hit 2 strokes of the guitar and break your fucking ribs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Gene Simmons said that.
Gene Simmons from Kiss?
Yeah.
Okay. Here, let's get a little off topic here. Kiss. Posers.
Really?
Yeah. Kiss to me is, they were great entertainers. The makeup, that they put on a great show. I would not discard. Unbelievable. Gene Simmons, he says he slept with a million, whatever. The tongue, the make,
Sure.
great.
Music.
But music-wise,
You're not a fan.
Kiss to me is not even top. Oh my God, I don't even know. But like I said, they put on a fantastic show. I've never seen them, but I wouldn't. But to me, like,
Kiss live?
I don't think so.
They're coming.
Maybe. Really?
Yeah, they're coming.
Maybe if it was back in the, but like their whole thing is set up on this show. They're trying to entertain, and for me, like the music is okay. What do they have? What's their popular song?
Rock and Roll All Night.
Rock and Roll All Night. Okay.
And
they got a couple others.
Detroit Rock City.
Lick It Up. But like, I'm like, man.
First concert my dad ever saw was Kiss. So I guess this is the question I posed with you originally. How do you balance stage presence and performance with music catalog? Because I agree with you. Music catalog, just listen on your iPod.
You put on
Kiss music is not close to a lot of.
Oh my God! Like there's song like,
but how do you compare that to their live performance? Which I'm gonna say, Kiss has got to be one of the best live performances of all time. I also have not seen it, but they are legendary for their live performance.
That's my thing. Yeah,
Gene Simmons with the blood.
It's the tongue. It's the makeup.
The whole guitar solo and the orb going up in the middle of the crowd.
So I get that. That's where I struggle. Because
I guess that's a balance.
Right.
But you've got, I mean, that alone, I mean, Kiss is probably, it's got to put them close. But I agree with you. Their music catalog, no.
So I think you have to incorporate, just like anything. Like if you're talking sports, right? You know, you're talking about the Jordans or LeBrons. Like you got to incorporate a lot of different things. Like Kiss, they were a show. They were entertainment. But like their music, they're okay.
Can I throw a comparison at you real quick?
Please.
Who was that guy in the NBA a couple years ago, probably like a decade ago? He was really good. He was known for dunking, and he said, I'm not going to dunk anymore. I think he played for the Raptors. He was like, I'm not going to dunk the ball anymore.
Vince Carter?
Vince Carter,
No.
was a good basketball player, but he was a showman. He was like, he loved dunking the ball.
That's a great. I know you're not a basketball guy at all.
I pulled that out. From the
I don't know where you must. I don't know where you heard that.
You would not put Vince Carter in your top 5, but the dude was a showman. The dude could throw around some dunks. Dude,
That's
a couple dunk contests.
Okay, I actually like where you're going. I'm impressed that you even said that.
I'm impressed with myself.
Yeah.
This is the Vince Carter of rock and roll.
I'll take that. We'll agree on that.
Out of my top 5.
Not even close, to be honest.
But
not even close.
You buy me Kiss tickets, I probably.
I would go see this concert. If somebody paid for it.
They're coming around here. I think I'm going to buy tickets.
Okay.
Because it's their farewell tour, and I feel like as a rock and roll fan, if their show is supposed to be that good, they're doing their farewell tour right now. They're coming within an hour of us. I think I'm going to go see it.
I'm good with it.
All right, so we'll go, and then we'll do a recap of this.
Well, they're still not going to be in my top 5. Sorry.
So I'm going AC/DC in my 4 spot because they're legends. I think the lore behind them, replacing the singer with a guy who sounds exactly the same, is incredible.
Yeah,
the music's incredible.
I'm not going to comment too much more just because they're on my list, but a little bit.
All right, what do you got? 3.
Number 3 is Rolling Stones. It's just iconic. The tongue alone, like they're iconic as shit.
There's a whole magazine. And
is that based off of them?
I was going to ask you that.
Because I almost looked it up. I was like, they have a thing called the Rolling Stones magazine.
It's gotta be.
But it's the Tom, so it has to be.
It's gotta be because of them.
Yeah. I mean, Mick Jagger.
They have their own, like, you go to, like, what is it, Disney? There's a Rolling Stones.
Yeah, I mean, just super iconic. Bunch of great songs. God, they probably got
Give Me Shelter.
Give Me Shelter.
Incredible.
Start Me Up is probably my favorite. Painted Black. Sympathy. What's
Sympathy for the Devil? Dude, let me tell you, my aunt went to college at University of Maryland, and she had like a poetry class.
Okay.
And the first thing they did in the poetry class was present them with the lyrics to something. They didn't know what it was, and they had to figure out who the poet was talking about. And what it actually was not a poet, it was the lyrics to Sympathy for the Devil.
No shit.
And the whole class was just about that song.
Woo, woo. Is that what? Is it that one?
Yeah.
That's a cool song. Dude, they got give me shit.
Stones,
yeah, right? I mean, Keith Richards. I've looked up that the fact that dude's alive after you read all the stuff he's done, and
he's gonna have so many STDs.
Oh my god, he. I think our favorite thing is that he played in Pirates of the Caribbean. He had a cameo in Pirates of the Caribbean. It was Jack's dad.
You know how he got that? Because who's the guy that plays Jack Sparrow?
Johnny Depp.
He based his look off Keith Richards.
Correct.
His original look was,
and his style too, like a whole
that was off Keith Richards.
Yeah. So that to me that's very cool. That's a legend. Yeah, Keith Richards. When you look up, I looked up, most famous, badass rockers. He's always on the top 5.
Gotta be.
So, yeah.
Of all time, if we if we rank top 10 dudes who have gotten laid, the most, Keith Richards has got to be.
He's probably top 10.
You know who I heard was number 1 actually?
Gene Simmons.
No.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
No. I would never have guessed this in my life.
That guy that had hot dogs, Joey Chestnut.
Joey Chestnut has got. Joey Chestnut puts it down.
Okay, go ahead.
I think the dude's name is Lenny, lead singer from Motorhead. Apparently,
I
did 16,000 women.
I believe it. Yeah, I don't think I know any song from Motorhead, to be honest. But I love the fact that
they have Ace of Spades.
And
I think The Game. I think they have a song called The Game. But Ace of Spades is badass. But apparently how does that dude get laid more than Keith Richards?
Maybe he was good looking. Looks do help, I think.
Well, we'll see. Stones, legends, absolutely.
Yeah, what was I about to say about the Stones? So I was watching a documentary about Skinner, and they opened for Rolling Stones.
Skinner opened for Stones.
I think it was like California. You can find it on YouTube. And the one rule that Stones had was don't go out on the tongue. Don't go out and sing on the tongue. So what does Ronnie Van Zant do?
Go on the tongue.
He goes on the tongue. And all his band members were like, I don't know. He's like, get your ass over here. So they all go out on the tongue, and I guess Stones were pissed about that.
No way.
Yeah, it's in it's one of the documentaries I watched.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Ronnie Van Zant
he didn't care.
Dude. Yeah, that's what I got tattooed on me. He was a badass. He was a badass hillbilly.
Well, Ronnie is the brother
of the guy that sings now. Yeah. No, Ronnie is the original guy. He's the one who died in the airplane. Don, I think it's Donnie or Johnny. One of them is one of them sings now. Has been singing since.
It looks identical, by the way.
Yeah,
they look exactly the same.
And then the other, I think it's Johnny. And then I think Donnie was in 38 Special.
What a blessed family.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so let me throw this at you.
Well, hold on. Let's think about that. If that thing didn't happen to Skinner, no, the plane crash happened. Only 3 of the members died. It was Ronnie Van Zant, I think it was Cassie Gaines, and then Steve Gaines.
There's like 9 of them. It's a big band.
So I think I forget how many died. The pilots died. Dean Kilpatrick died. That was their road manager. Ronnie died. Cassie and Steve Gaines died. And then they didn't play for a while. So all the music you hear, the Sweet Home Alabama, the Freebird, all the greats is from the original So you got to think,
if they stay together,
if that never happened, I mean, dude,
outrageous.
think about that. Think about it. It'd be. I mean, who knows? But
yeah, I mean, you've got a whole catalog cut short.
oh my god.
So I have this theory. It's a little different from what you're talking about on the third side. I call it the Jimi Hendrix effect. And I'm not
27.
Yes.
I don't
I'm not referencing it about Leonard Skinner because I agree with you 100%. But people will say, for example, Hendrix is the best guitarist of all time. People say that. I think people say that because he died young. You don't see this dude get old and drift off and stop putting out music.
True.
You know, you don't see him become like he can't play guitar anymore.
Yeah.
You know, when he dies, he's at the peak.
Right.
That dude, incredible guitarist, one of the best at the moment. Then he dies. That's the last thing he remembers. Him shred.
Right. And he was what? In his upper 20s.
He was 27.
Yeah.
He was 27.
Well, that's a curse.
Jim Morrison was 27.
Right. Well,
there's a girl who was 27 too.
There's a curse. Jim Belushi. He died.
And lead singer of my number 3 spot, Kurt Cobain.
You're putting Nirvana at 3?
I'm putting Nirvana at 3.
Wow.
Died at 27. Who said, as a kid in high school, he said, I'm going to become a famous rock star. I'm going to go out a blaze of glory and die like Jimi Hendrix.
Dude,
He said that in high school and went out and did it.
As far as iconic goes, you could probably swing that at something.
Nirvana.
Everybody knows Nirvana. Everybody knows Kurt Cobain's story.
The story behind them is crazy, especially everything with what the conspiracies behind it. I'm not making that into it.
Go watch what's it called?
Soaked in Bleach.
Soaked in Bleach. Go watch it.
Incredible.
It's about
what's that lady's name? Was it
Courtney
Love?
Courtney Love.
Courtney Love killed Kurt Cobain.
Yeah, Kurt Cobain. Yeah,
you heard it here first.
Maybe.
Dude's a legend. You get rid of all of that. The guy created grunge music. Created his own genre.
Yeah, that's true.
Created. You wouldn't have Stone Temple Pilots without Nirvana.
You wouldn't have most of these Foo Fighters. Who wasn't Dave Grohl in Nirvana?
Dave Grohl was drummer for Nirvana. Dave Grohl is a 2-time
dude. Dave Grohl is one of the most talented people of all time.
Right. Legendary lineup.
Yeah.
Incredible musicians. And if you ever hear Nirvana Unplugged, you would not know. They are so good live. You listen to their Lakes of Fire on MTV Unplugged live. Sounds incredible. There is no difference in that guy's voice on the radio, unplugged, whatever it is. They are incredible musicians. Created a whole genre, and also just have some incredible songs. True. Smells Like Teen Spirit is one of the most legendary 90s songs of all time. I'm putting Nirvana in the 3 spot. Wow. And member of the 27 Club.
Wow.
And he called that in high school.
Good for you. I respect it. Good for you. Good for you.
Kurt Cobain, absolute legend.
Oh, and again.
And it's the same thing. Everything that happened with them. See, what I like about Nirvana is no disrespect to the other, but Nirvana dies and they say, we're done.
Yeah.
All that Nirvana category is maybe 3-4 years of them being together.
Well, like I said, the Skinner, they haven't made, I think they stopped playing for I think it was 10 years or something. And then they were like, oh, they only play songs that
came
already
out.
Correct. So they made one album that was newer songs, and I don't know if I've listened to any one of those. But like you said, it's similar to their Nirvana thing.
It's just weird.
Yeah.
Which, if I can go back to my 4 spot, AC/DC, the song Back in Black is about how AC/DC came back out after Bon Scott died, and they replaced him with Brian Johnson. That's what that song is about.
Well,
which I think that's badass.
The good news for you is that's my 2 spot.
AC/DC?
Dude, AC/DC. To me, when I think of rock and roll, AC/DC, Back in Black, You Shook Me All Night Long, Thunderstruck, Hell's Bells,
incredible.
Rock and roll, dude, and the whole, the guy dies, Brian Johnson, 33, and then they find somebody who sounds exactly like him. It's, dude, AC/DC is.
And your tribute to the guy who died is Back in Black.
Back in Black.
One of the most legendary
songs. That song, dude.
Obviously, Place in Our Heart came out every home game in Back in Black.
Playing out. And then here's another thing. We're going to talk about high school football a lot, so if you don't like it, deal with it.
Glory days. Are we over them?
No.
No.
Might not ever be.
Deal with it.
When we come out to Back in Black, dude, there's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. There's not. I promise you, there's nothing like it.
Dude. It's not anything crazy like what Metallica does. It's simple guitar riffs. It's just well put together and they're bad.
That's a band I wish I could have seen live when they were. I don't know if they tour anymore. They might.
They put that album like 10 years ago. It was like Black Ice, I think. And I don't think they've done it
drink. Oh, dude.
But they're
AC. That Back in Black is that song alone. That album's great, and then that song. And when we come out to that, dude, man, I get chills on the sidelines
right now.
Every single time. Yeah, ready to run through a goddamn wall.
Absolutely.
Thunderstruck, drinking song as well.
Oh, good.
Think about that. I mean, those three songs alone. Shook Me All Eyes On, Back in Black, Thunderstruck.
Right there's good.
Right there. But then they also have
kind of like Iron Man song.
Iron Man. Oh,
you know what I'm talking about?
Oh my god. Yes. Let me look at it.
It's a big one.
I know something.
And they got
Hell's Bells, Take a Drink on Me.
Take a drink on me. I'm with that 100% on 2 Spot. I've got no argument with that. Absolutely.
Shoot the Thrill.
Shoot the Thrill is incredible. For those about to rock.
Rock and roll.
No, it's pollution.
Dude, for me, like, it could have been one, but one for me is pretty obvious. They could have been one just because when I think of heavy rock and roll, it's AC. And they're OGs. They're 70s, right? I think they're 60s, 70s. They're one of the earlier bands.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They span a couple, at least 2 decades.
Yeah. Okay, so that's 2 for me.
My 2 Spot is Leonard Skinner.
Wow.
I believe Skinner in my 2 Spot.
I
got Skinner in my 2 Spot.
Wow, I support it 100%.
And I think because of all the reasons you already said, the fact that their music in such a short time carries over, obviously you've got to bake in the plane crash and everything that went in. And, you know, I'll be honest with all these bands, if we're not baking in the story behind these bands, I mean, you're crazy. Like, that absolutely plays a factor in how big these bands are.
Yeah.
They are incredible. The story behind Sweet Home Alabama, with them getting pissed off with Neil Diamond, like, right now as a retaliation song, it becomes one of the greatest rock songs, American rock songs of all time.
That song will be played 100 years from now. Forever.
If you just looked at me and you said, name an American rock band, I'm thinking Skinner. You said Southern rock, I'm thinking Leonard Skinner.
I love the Club One because that's, for me, it's my favorite band of all time.
There's like 7 members. They're all badass. And then what happens is an absolute tragedy. You replace that lead singer with his brother who looks and sounds exactly the same, and you continue to rock.
He doesn't have the same, I would say, like just watching some stuff, he doesn't have the same swagger. Like, Ronnie was a bad dude. Like, I'm watching, like, he's a bourbon drinker, get off the stage, hit you over the head with a bottle. Like, he was singing his shoeless. He never made him wear shoes. Like, Ronnie, you can't replicate, but again, you know, getting his brother.
Right. And all that music, like you said, is in the short catalog of the time they had together. If they stay alive, easy.
Dude,
you give them another decade or 2 together. I got Skinner in my 2 Spot.
I love that you have them. Because I didn't want to be biased. So that's why I will not disagree with that.
Skinner, now the only rock band I'm going to say that is better than Skinner.
I don't know what you're going to, but I feel like we have the same number.
There's no way. I promise
we have to have the same number.
I bet we don't.
Yeah.
You might get mad at me for this too. My greatest rock band of all time, Guns N' Roses.
Whoa!
Guns N' Roses.
Whoa!
Legend.
Oh my God! Wow. That could have been for me 5. Like I said, that 5 spot.
I know you're 1 spot.
Wow.
I don't have them in there.
You don't even have them in it at all. Wow.
Guns N' Roses. Their catalog. First of all, I remember growing up listening to Welcome in the Jungle. You hear Slash on the guitar. I mean, the first thing I think of, their catalog of music, absolutely incredible. They are legendary in every aspect. Axl Rose's voice is so unique.
Unbelievable. Great.
Such an incredible singer. And then on the guitar, you've got Slash. You're such a unique personality. He's an absolute legend.
Icon in the guitar.
Yeah. I mean, he's a character in like Rock Band and Guitar Hero. Dude is a legend. You've got them combined.
Wow.
Just the lineup itself is so many characters. Then you've got the look. You think of like 80s rock bands, that look.
And the band name. I love the band name, the
Guns
t-shirts. Oh my god.
All of their logos, everything about their aesthetic is 80s rock.
Wow.
It is incredible.
I can promise you I was not expecting that.
You've got Welcome to the Jungle, which is about when Axl Rose moved to LA. That part where he's talking, and he says, "Welcome to the jungle, baby. You're going to die." Someone said that to Axl Rose when he got to LA to form a rock band. And that is one of the greatest rock bands of all time.
You're not even mentioning
rock songs of all time.
Oh, Welcome to the Jungle.
Welcome to the Jungle.
You're not mentioning, to me, like, Sweet Child of Mine.
Incredible.
Probably the greatest riff, probably of all. Like, to me, the opening of that song is probably the greatest of all.
And you know, Slash didn't even like that song when they put it out.
Oh, really?
Slash was not a fan of it. It was too soft for him.
Really?
When they put it out.
To me, that's one of the greatest songs ever.
And you've got Paradise City. Paradise City,
song.
I think, when you think of like guitar riffs, I think Paradise City is so underrated because half the song is basically in the background a guitar solo Slash just crushing the whole time.
Yeah, that guy's reals.
They're crazy, and they didn't last long together. They broke off, and I think a lot of them become Velvet Revolver.
Really? I thought they were 80s into 90s.
Yeah,
they're playing still.
They break. That's not the
They're
original.
they're playing at Hershey Park in August. I was going to buy tickets, and I was like, oh, but Brooks might be having a baby. So, maybe not. Baby, Guns N' Roses.
Everything about their aesthetic, the way they look, the personalities, and the music catalog.
Wow.
Incredible. I'm going to go my one spot.
Wow. Wow. I don't agree with that, but I don't hate it. For me, that maybe would have been the 5 spot, 4 or 5 spot. I'm a fan of that answer, though. I'm not going to, I don't hate on that.
I think we know your one spot.
Can you guess it?
Motley Crue.
No.
It's not Motley Crue. You're wearing all the Motley Crue stuff.
I'm one of the biggest Motley Crue fans.
You didn't even say Motley Crue in your 5.
No, Motley Crue's not my top 5.
You got the shirt?
Like,
you got what? Two tattoos? 1 tattoo?
Again, I got one on my leg, but for me, again, it's the bias thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
Really?
I thought Crue was your one.
Dude. No, favorites and who I think the best are a little different. Because the favorites, I'm going Motley Crue, I'm going Skinner, Def Leppard, AC/DC,
Okay,
but
not your favorite band.
So that's what's tough about this list is how do you not do the bias, how do you judge it and
right.
Oh, Motley. Yeah.
I mean, like, for example, neither of us have Black Sabbath. And if you're going to think of impact, just like we said about the Beatles,
they created heavy metal.
They created heavy metal.
Right.
I mean, I put Pantera in 5 because I love Pantera.
To me, Motley Crue, saw them in concert.
Wow.
Their music kickstarted my heart. I came out to that at my wedding, me and my wife. We came out with the air guitars. That was cool, man. That song makes me want to run through the wall.
Okay, so Motley Crue is your favorite band.
You're right. So Motley Crue's probably my favorite. Leonard Skinner and Motley Crue. 1 or 2, you put it how you want.
What's your number 1?
But my number 1, who I think is the best band of all time. Hold on, real quick. Motley Crue. I gotta give it. Motley Crue to me, I think. When they put that movie out,
The Dirt.
More younger people, The Dirt, listen to Motley Crue than I think that movie helped them tremendously.
That movie is insane.
It's unbelievable. And then you have all these young kids who probably never heard of Motley Crue, but they said, "Oh, we're gonna watch this movie." I got Netflix. They probably watched it. Dude, this band is awesome. This music is awesome.
The first concert when they get in a fight with those dudes in the crowd.
Like for me, I was always a Motley Crue fan, and then when I watched the movie, I think is when I became a super fan. To be honest,
it's incredible.
You watch the opening scene when I'm talking about it. It's like what? And then God,
86, Tommy Lee.
When you kickstart my heart, it's like God almighty, that song. So yeah, that would be my favorite. So no disrespect to them. Number one, Led Zeppelin. I don't think anybody can disagree with that answer.
I'm cool with that.
What's his name? Jimmy Page. Is it Jimmy Page?
Jimmy Page.
Robert Plant. I mean,
Led Zeppelin is another band where
you hear the voice and you know who it is.
it's one of the most distinct voices ever. And
I agree with that.
He dies, they cut it. They said, we're not doing music anymore.
I'm pretty sure they're also alive.
Hard stop. No.
Really?
Singer died, they stopped doing music.
Really? Stairway to Heaven is probably to me one of the greatest. If we did songs, one of the greatest songs of all time.
What did we say earlier was one of the best guitar solos ever?
Sweet Child of Mine. Oh, Stairway to Heaven.
Stairway to Heaven.
Free Bird from Scanner.
Free Bird and Stairway to Heaven. In my
God.
opinion, that and I'll say like Hotel California, legendary guitar solos for me.
From the Eagles.
Stairway to. You don't like Hotel California?
I like it. To me, Eagles is soft rock. Eagles is soft rock. I'm not. They're good band.
Either way,
let's leave it there.
Stairway to Heaven, best guitar solo of all time. It's like
I wouldn't disagree with that. I'd put Freebird up there. I'd put Sweet Child of Mine up there.
Led Zeppelin, incredible band. Absolutely.
Led Zeppelin's and we were just listening to anybody's never listened to Greta Van Fleet. We were listening to earlier. That they're like in their 20s.
They're young dudes.
Young guys, and they we were saying the main guy sounds like a mix of Led Zeppelin and Rush. Geddy Lee.
First time I heard Greta Van Fleet on the radio, I said, I've never heard this Zeppelin song before.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. I sent it to like my dad and my uncles. I'm like, who do you think this is? I'm like, that sounds like Led Zeppelin.
Dude, Zeppelin, Kashmir, When the Levee Breaks, that song is so bad.
What's the one that's like saying? All the bands that we list have their
huge catalog.
Yeah, their catalog is. But the name to me is one of the best.
You know where the name comes from?
No, I don't.
First time Led Zeppelin put out, I'm going to say an album, their first album. They had a different band name, I don't know what it is. They put out their first album, and a music critic said, that band's going to fail like a Led Zeppelin.
Really?
It was a negative critique about that band.
You're shitting.
He said they're going to go down like a Led Zeppelin.
No way.
So they changed their name to Led Zeppelin and become with one of the best. You got them at number one without a doubt. One of the best bands.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is awesome. They shoved it right up that dude's ass.
So again, for me, Skinner, Leopard, Rolling Stones, AC/DC, Led Zeppelin. What was yours again?
I got Weezer, who I kicked out for Pantera. Well, I'm going to kick out for Black Sabbath.
Okay, I'm good with that.
Now that we're talking,
I'm good with that.
Sabbath in the 5 spot, AC/DC, Nirvana, Skinner in the 2 spot, Guns N' Roses in the 1 spot.
And again, the 5 spot for me was because Van Halen's awesome.
Eddie Van Halen,
dude, I feel like Journey. They get a rap because Don't Stop Believing, and they're like, oh, that's the only song. They have a lot of great songs.
Absolutely.
Stone and Love is
Wheel on the Sky.
Only the Young. They got some
another band where the dude died. They replaced him with a guy off
Journey.
That dude is incredible. One of the best
What's the
singers
guy's
of all
name?
time. Steve Perry.
Steve Perry.
And then they replaced him with some YouTube guy.
They replaced him with a couple guys, and then the one guy was like Filipino or something.
Yeah, it's a guy. Yeah, it's a guy.
And that guy
incredible.
He sounds amazing. Yeah. Journey.
5 spots hard. I mean,
Boston's great. I mean,
I love Boston.
Metallica. There's that
It's
era.
hard to think, like, you got to think, what is the impact of these bands versus what is their catalog? I feel like I'm heavy on what bands have done.
Yeah. Those bands, I mean, that's the greatest to me genre of music, and it's going to be played forever. To me. Like, it
makes me wonder what they're going to call classic. Like, what is classic radio going to be in 20 years?
What's the song 1980? When did Motley Crue become
classic
rock?
Bowling for Soup.
Like, are they bowling to acquire soup?
I think they're bowling.
Are they bowling?
They're bowling
in honor of soup.
In honor of soup.
Yeah, good.
Big fans of soup.
Wow, they're good there. Yeah.
It'll always be classic rock.
God,
the oldies will always be these bands.
Yeah,
70s, 80s, early 90s.
When I'm in the Mustang, I got one CD and it's Skinner. And It's a 2 CD thing, and I can put either CD in, and I don't skip one song.
You can't.
So I'm pumped you put that in too, to be honest, because
They're legends.
Skinner is just no. Oh wow, we didn't talk about this. You know how they got their name?
It was like a teacher or something?
More specifically, it was their high school PE teacher. So for me, obviously as a PE teacher, like that just adds even more.
Oh, nice.
Even more fire.
Lionheart, Skyheart.
That I mean they spelled differently, I think.
So did they all grow up going to school together?
They did. They were all Jacksonville, Florida.
Wow.
And
They're not even from Alabama.
And they're no. I think Ronnie said they sung that song driving through Alabama.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Listening to
Neil Diamond. Buddy Neil Diamond. Yeah.
I love Neil Diamond's ass.
Yeah, I bet you would. Hey, what does he have? One song? Sweet Caroline. That's him, right?
He wears those frilly little.
Let me know when you come out with Sweet Home Alabama.
Leonard Skinner versus Neil Diamond. Death match.
It's automatic.
All right, Tony. I respect your top 5, man.
Yeah,
we got some differences here, but I think they're both solid lists.
I'll respect them. I mean, this obviously it's a lot of opinions, and I mean, there's nothing like my favorite thing is if I'm drinking with when my dad's around, I'll put on rock songs and who sings this, and he's got to get it. Like it's like a little competition.
Oh, dude, classic.
My dad gets all, but the ones that he doesn't get, I'm like, gotcha.
Classic dad move. If we're in the radio and a song comes on, my dad says, "I'll give you control of the radio if you can name this band."
That's fair. I feel like I'm pretty good at this.
But he doesn't do it with the easy ones.
This is one of those things like if I hear a song, I'm pretty
He'll
good
do
at
it with like Simon and Garfunkel.
That doesn't count. That does not count.
It's never Aerosmith.
Oh, Aerosmith. That could have been a 5.
You know what we might have to get into is top 5 live performances.
Yeah.
We got a lot of we've discussed a few things here. We got a lot of top 5s that are coming up.
Dude, Aerosmith could have been a 5.
We've got
Dream On is one of the greatest songs of all time.
If there's a band that I could see, and again,
sorry that I'm shaking. I have to pee so bad.
I don't have them in my top. If there's a band that I could see from all the 70s, 80s, 90s bands live,
AC/DC would be for me.
I might go Aerosmith #1.
Dream On, See No Motion.
Could you imagine seeing Dream On live?
No. I'm about to cry.
That's got to be up there. Easy. Yeah. All right, when will we get into that in the future?
Could be a future topic.
So what do we got? We got guitar solos.
Oh, we got movies, dude. We got a lot of good stuff coming up. Hopefully y'all liked. I guess we're just bullshit pretty much, but hope you guys enjoyed our first episode. I'm pretty pumped. I feel like it went well. Maybe it didn't. I don't really care.
You can tell us or don't.
Yeah,
that's fine.
We don't really care, to be honest.
We're gonna do it no matter what you think.
Yeah. So, and we're hoping to get on a bunch of guests from around the area. There's some legends in Frederick. There's some legends in Mount Airy. We're hoping to get on guests. We have a list and we want to reach out to people. So, or if you guys have anybody you want us to have on, we can do that as well. Pretty much the show is going to go along with things that we have interest in, as well as any guests that we have on. So we're excited. We've been planning this for a while. So
we're going to hit you with whatever we feel like hitting you with. So
yeah, if you don't like it, don't really care.
There's the door.
Yeah. Let it go. There's the door. Don't let it hit your door.
Don't let the door hit you on the
Don't let it hit your door. All right. See you.
On the rocks.
Good shit. Go press that pause. I have to piece it. Dude, that lasted an hour, dude. That lasted a fucking hour.